Number 96. Pressure your kids to climb, but start them on your rung. Pressure your kids to climb, but start them on your rung. The example I usually give with this is, the age-old battle of having, being a teenager and saving up for your first car. And I had always wondered, let's say that I'm financially powerful enough that I can afford a car for my kids. When they're of age, should I make them work and save the money and buy their own? Or should I buy them a car? Well, I am more inclined to buy them a car than have them buy their own. And some would say, well, don't you want to teach them these lessons? Right. Well, I'll give you an example. My mother-in-law, when I hear stories from my mother-in-law and from my wife about her upbringing in Brazil, it is stuff that could bring a grown person to tears. Like, you don't understand what struggling is until you hear stories from people who have struggled at rungs so far down the ladder that you cannot fathom even existing at that level of existence. Well, if I'm somebody who came from that, let's just say, and I am now at my current level of existence, should I make my children go through those same struggles? If I was somebody who, didn't always eat, or there wasn't always food, should I put my kids through that same type of experience? Most people would say, of course not. But then I would say, well, what is the criteria then by which you're choosing to remove certain things that you've experienced and have succeeded and accumulated over the years, and where it is you seem to think your children should start from? Why not? If you grew up without a home and homeless, maybe your children shouldn't have a home. That way they can learn the lessons that you did. Obviously, that's not the case. Obviously, there should be another way about it. And I would say the way that's going to work is one that focuses on the concept, one that focuses on the lessons themselves, not the applications of these lessons. I think that your children should be a testament to the climb of your lineage's pursuit of progress. Every single rung on the chain of my ancestry should be at that newer position that comes from succeeding through a generation. If the generation before me could not eat, well, they made sure I was able to eat. Well, if I had to buy my own first car, I'm going to make sure that my children had their own first car. Obviously, eating and buying the car being representative of things that maybe the generation before you did not have and your generation did. So what I'm looking to do, and this is where the value of parenting comes in, how can I still apply, right, because the formula is pressure to power, how can I still apply the pressure to my children, being congruent with where we are on our family's rung of power? If we have a home, if we have a refrigerator filled with food, shit, my house, we have 2 refrigerators and a freezer filled with food. We have a couple of cars. I have a couple of motorcycles. We have a bunch of stuff. I do not need to remove any of that stuff in order to create the pressure that will make my kids powerful. But what I will do is, in the presence of all those things, design and maintain, cultivate an environment, a lifestyle, an identity within our family that is congruent with the pursuit of power. So there are certain things that they're going to be pressured to do. And it is a challenge. My wife and I are constantly thinking of new ways to make sure that our kids are being pushed and challenged and not spoiled, right? And not comfortable, with just hanging out, and that's why, we bust our ass to make sure we have all these conversations with them, talking about what's honorable, what is dishonorable, what's weak, what's strong, so we could start giving them a filter that they could judge whatever it is that they're doing based on that criteria. Not just saying, listen, you're going to build your own car. You're going to have to buy your own car. Why, Dad? Because I want you to learn the value of hard work and saving your money and, working for your own stuff. It's like, did you wait until they needed a car to teach them that stuff? Because I've been teaching them that stuff since they're born, right? And I know that, using the car as an example, if they had a car, they could probably do a lot more than if they didn't in the pursuit of things that actually matter, right? I know bums that live in the ghetto that have cars. Some of them have nice cars. Maybe the car thing isn't the lesson everybody thinks it's supposed to be.